Business Savant. Sharpen your business knowledge. McDonald's sells burgers everywhere, but what hidden business engine made the company much more powerful than a normal restaurant chain? Rent and royalties from franchise restaurants. The visible product is the burger, but the real business engine is the system behind the burger. McDonald's created a model where local operators run restaurants under a powerful global brand, using standardized menus, processes, training, supply chains, and location playbooks. That allows the company to scale without personally operating every single restaurant. This is why McDonald's is such a strong business case. The company is not only selling food, it is selling a repeatable operating machine. The lesson is simple. A product can make money, but a system can multiply money. A startup spends $30,000 on ads and gets 600 first-time buyers. Before scaling the campaign, what number should the founder calculate? Customer acquisition cost. This is where many founders get excited too early. They see new customers coming in and assume the machine is working. But growth is only healthy if the cost of getting each customer makes sense. If you pay $50 to acquire someone who only creates $20 of profit, scaling makes the loss bigger. If that same customer creates $200 of lifetime gross profit, the campaign may be powerful. Customer acquisition cost is not just a marketing number. It tells you whether your growth is creating value or just buying revenue at a loss. A salesperson spends the first part of a call asking about the buyer's problems, goals, budget, and decision process before pitching. What technique is this closest to? Consultative selling. Bad salespeople rush to pitch. Good salespeople first understand the problem. Consultative selling works because it changes the conversation from "please buy my product" to "let's understand what you actually need." The seller asks questions about pain points, priorities, decision criteria, budget, timing, and consequences. That makes the eventual offer more relevant and harder to ignore. The lesson is practical. People do not want a pitch that sounds memorized. They want to feel understood. In strong sales, the discovery phase is not small talk. It is where the deal is often won or lost. A cinema sells a small popcorn for $4, a medium for $7.50, and a large for $8. Suddenly, the large feels like the best deal. What pricing tactic is being used? Decoy effect. The decoy effect is powerful because customers rarely judge value in isolation. They compare options. In this example, the medium popcorn is not really there to be the best choice. It makes the large popcorn feel like a bargain because the price difference is small. This is why pricing pages often have 3 plans: basic, pro, and premium. The middle or high option can be shaped to guide the customer toward the offer the business wants to sell most. The lesson is not manipulation for its own sake. The lesson is that option design changes perception. Amazon sells products itself, but it also lets millions of outside sellers list products on its platform. What business advantage does this create? It expands selection without owning every item. This is the difference between being a store and becoming infrastructure. A normal retailer has to buy inventory, manage stock, and guess what people want. Amazon's marketplace changes the game because outside sellers bring inventory and variety, while Amazon provides traffic, trust, checkout, logistics tools, advertising tools, and customer experience. The more buyers use Amazon, the more sellers want to join. The more sellers join, the more useful Amazon becomes for buyers. The business lesson is powerful. Sometimes the smartest move is not selling more products yourself, but becoming the place where everyone else sells. A company has strong sales, but customers pay late while suppliers demand payment now. What problem can kill the business even if profit looks good on paper? Cash flow. Cash flow is one of the most underrated business killers. A company can sell a lot, send invoices, and appear successful, but still struggle to pay salaries, suppliers, rent, loans, and taxes. The issue is timing. Profit tells you whether the model can work. Cash flow tells you whether the business can survive long enough for that model to work. This is especially dangerous for growing companies because growth can require spending money before receiving money. The lesson is simple. Revenue is exciting, profit is important, but cash flow is survival. A buyer says, "It's too expensive." Instead of discounting immediately, the seller asks what result would make the price worth it. What sales skill is being used? Objection handling. When a buyer says it's too expensive, the obvious move is to cut the price. But that can be a mistake. Sometimes the buyer does not understand the value. Sometimes they are comparing the offer to the wrong alternative. Sometimes they do not have budget. Sometimes they are testing confidence. Objection handling means slowing down and uncovering what the objection really means. A strong seller does not panic at resistance. They investigate it. The business lesson is clear. Discounts are easy to give away, but once margin is gone, it is hard to get back. Netflix moved from DVDs to streaming, even though streaming could hurt its old DVD business. What do we call it when a company attacks its own successful model before someone else does? Self-disruption. Self-disruption is one of the hardest business moves because it means challenging something that still works. Most companies wait until their old model is already dying. Netflix did the uncomfortable thing earlier. It saw that entertainment was moving toward internet delivery, so it leaned into streaming even though DVDs were still part of the business. The lesson is not just about technology. The lesson is about courage and timing. If a company protects yesterday's profit too aggressively, it can miss tomorrow's market. Sometimes the competitor you need to fear most is the future version of your own customer behavior. An online store shows only 3 left in stock to make shoppers act faster. What psychological trigger is this? Scarcity. Scarcity works because people react differently when something feels limited. If a product appears easy to get anytime, the customer may delay the decision. But if the product seems close to selling out, the fear of missing out becomes stronger. This is why brands use limited editions, countdown timers, waitlists, and low stock messages. But there is an important business lesson. Scarcity only works long-term when it is believable. Fake urgency can damage trust. Real scarcity can increase action, but false scarcity can make the brand feel manipulative and cheap. A delivery app loses money on every order but says, "We'll fix it with more volume." What business concept should investors inspect first? Unit economics. This is one of the most dangerous traps in business. More volume does not automatically fix a broken model. If every order loses money, selling more can simply create bigger losses faster. Scale can help if costs truly decrease with density, automation, supplier discounts, or operational efficiency. But that improvement has to be real, not imaginary. Unit economics force a brutal question. Does one transaction work before we multiply it? The lesson is not that losing money early is always bad. The lesson is that there must be a credible path from growth to profitable growth. IKEA made customers assemble much of their own furniture. Why did this unusual choice make business sense? It lowered shipping, storage, and assembly costs. From the outside, asking customers to assemble furniture sounds like bad service. But inside the model, it is brilliant. Flat pack design makes products easier to transport, easier to store, and often cheaper to move through the supply chain. The customer takes on part of the assembly work, and in exchange, the price can stay lower. IKEA turned a cost-saving mechanism into part of the brand experience. The lesson is not that every company should make customers work. The lesson is that if you redesign the operating model, you can change the economics of an entire category. Ford helped make cars more affordable by improving the assembly process for the Model T. What was the main business lesson? Better operations can lower costs and expand the market. The Ford Model T story is not only a car story, it is an operations story. Before mass production, cars were expensive and out of reach for most people. By improving the production process, standardizing parts, and making assembly more efficient, Ford helped turn the automobile into a mass-market product. The lesson is still relevant today. A business does not always win by inventing a completely new product. Sometimes it wins by making an existing product cheaper, faster, more reliable, or easier to deliver at scale. Operations can be strategy when they change who can afford the product. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to Business 7 to sharpen your business knowledge.